from Brazil, say, or it comes from any country with a tariff. Who writes the check to the Treasury?
Well, the check is written to the person who receives it at the dock in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. The check is written by the person who receives it at the dock. So tariff is paid in this country by the importer, is that right?
But the Brazilian exporter could decide that they want to keep market share. They could lower their price so that the full 50% of the tariff, say,
they could eat part of the cost. They could eat part of the tariff,
which is what we've seen.
Okay. But the check is written by the importer.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures in Wall Street. Hey, you remember those funny allergies I had earlier this week? Well, come to find out, they weren't allergies. I actually got COVID. So hopefully you don't get COVID by listening to this. But yeah, it's definitely COVID, and I spread it to my daughter, Rachel. So keep us in your prayers that we get through this flu. That's what it is. Feels like a cold. I played ice hockey last night, and everything is fine. I just got that voice. I have leaky face, red eyes, drainage. Feels like a cold. And I'm sniffling all over the place. So if you can bear with me, I'll have some good content with you. But here I am. I always will release something out, updating you on really what I feel that we should be talking about. And that today is a continuation of your IRAs, your 401ks. We've discussed this in very, very detail that you really don't own your 401k and your IRAs. And unfortunately, people go through their whole lives putting money in the bank, understanding that we are in another situation, another financial crisis at its loom. And this time I want to show you some charts. I want to show you some unique data that, I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm not here to show you why you should be buying gold and silver and all these things, or, there's really no aim. I mean, honestly, what my prerogative here, my for-profit ministry is, yes, call my office. We want to give you advice. I get paid to give advice should you become a client. Yes, I guess that's my aim, right? So that's why we have a for-profit ministry. That's why we have a for-profit business. So that's how I pay for this expensive podcast. This stuff is not cheap, guys. However, I get to use my talents, my gifts. I get to basically utilize money as a tool to connect with you. And I get to ask you, hey, do you love Jesus the same way I love Jesus? Have you even heard about Jesus? Because I can show you how to make money. And we're going to talk about that today. I can also show you how to protect your money from the crap that's out there. But my whole aim with all this is I want to use this platform to say Jesus Christ is his name and see if you know who he is. That's my whole goal. That's why I call this Scriptures in Wall Street. I get laughed at. I get ridiculed. I get called spick Jew. I get called all these nasty things. And at the end of the day, it's hysterical to me because you're just proving I'm actually doing something that is right. All the haters, you know who you are. God bless you. Keep on hating, keep on commenting, keep on saying all these funny things that make you look crazy. And I'll keep on continue podcasting. And that's just the way it is. So anyways, today there's a bunch of things I want to talk about other than laughing at me with COVID. And guess what? I'm not vaccinated. I've actually been taking this stuff. You can go to fixthebloodusa.com. It purifies the pesticides that are in your body. And since I've had antibodies from my last run with COVID, you guys know I got resdemivired. I ended up in the hospital during COVID around 2020 and literally almost died. But I have antibodies now. And this stuff is amazing. I really feel that it's helped me out to really just bounce off of it, right? So you're still going to get it. It's just not going to be as bad. And that's thanks to fixthebloodusa.com. I've been taking this. I only take products that I believe in, and I tell you about it. And we make a few bucks, enough to buy a cup of coffee or something, being an affiliate or promoting it, because we don't get paid a salary by anybody. But fixthebloodUSA.com, get you some, protect your families, clean your blood out. And people are walking away from diabetes. People are getting their allergies healed, skin tumors, like walking away. I got shot with the hockey puck, and it really didn't even hurt me. Like it like healed. You guys remember there was a nasty, I think Mike has a picture of it, but there was like this nasty mark on my arm where the pad didn't really cover, and it actually didn't hurt. It was amazing. I've never even felt that before. Like it hurt at the time, but the next day it would bruise and it would like really sting. And I didn't feel any of that. It was like completely amazing. And I could only think the only thing different I've been doing is taking this and obviously my peptides from getmeleanusa.com. Been losing weight, staying strong. And I'm just grateful that we have this platform to talk about products that actually work, that beat the system. You don't have to fall victim financially, medically, and now politically, right? So there are always going to be some solutions. Also, I have a new calculator out. I want you guys to understand, in continuation with you don't own your 401k and you could lose your 401k. And what I mean by that is through taxation. Now, the taxation bomb is a real serious thing, guys. So when you put money in a 401k, you are considered a participant. And for those of you that heard me last podcast, this might sound redundant, and that's okay, but just stay with me. When you put money in a 401k, you are considered a participant. And I pulled up the DOL sheet that shows you all these verbiage. And it talked about plan administration, calling them fiduciaries, and that the fiduciaries have the rights and have pretty much the rules of engagement, the rules of the plan, the rules of your retirement in their hands, which is ordained by the Department of Labor, which is the federal government. So the federal government owns your government written 401k. Pretty deep, man. The government literally determines the rules and the regulations for the banking sector. So when you put your money in a bank, a FDIC stamped bank, it doesn't matter who it is, they have that stamp, you are applying to that institution, you get accepted, you sign a disclosure. Those disclosures basically say in financialese that you do not own your money. You deposited your money in a bank account. In exchange, they're going to give you liquidity rights to your bank account. However, if there is no liquidity in a bank or if they're insolvent, a bank bail-in is enacted, commissioned, and they will pay you whatever they can through a creditorship. You are now a creditor, and they will pay you at their terms because there's no more bank bailouts. I want you guys to understand that. I want you to understand that there's no bank bailouts, guys. So for many of you have called and say, I got millions of dollars in the bank, please give me a call. I want to help you. I literally do not want to see you lose your life savings because of a bank bail-in. And as the interest rates come down, these banks are going to write off all this toxic loans on the commercial side of things. It's going to get nasty before it gets good. This is not fear mongering. This is a God's honest truth. This is what I see happening. And I may not be right on a lot of things, but I'm dead serious, 100% convicted that we will see bank failures. The interest rates will lower and we'll still see bank failures. And I'll show you some charts. I could show you histories. I have many reasons to believe that. And being in the business for 20 years, I started in a bank failure, also known as 2008. There was more banks in 2009. The worst year was 2009, not 2008. But I started in 2007, this ruckus of being in a financial game. And let me tell you, it was something that I learned to keep my eyes and my antennas open to the sounds and to the feelings and to all the indicators of what a recession looks like before it actually happens. I've lived it. In 2006, Florida was already in a recession, regionally speaking, not nationally, obviously. But yeah, before 2008, Florida was in a recession in 2006, like at a state level. Pretty amazing. I'm not saying we're there yet, but now all of a sudden we have a weakening soft labor market. We have an interest rate outlook that basically the Fed is now saying, and I have my notes here, the Fed is now saying that rates are staying steady at 4.25, 4.5, but now hint on a potential rate cut driven by softening labor and rising unemployment. As you know, the markets are going and pricing it in high cuts by year end. Woke JP Morgan says that they now forecast 4 different rate cuts, one in September, one in October, one in December, and now one in January. For those of you that have the January 2026 calls, that's music to our ears. We're going to look at TMF. Now, I'm not giving investment advice. Obviously, this podcast is everything on this podcast is for information and education purposes only. If I talk about stocks, if I talk about ETFs, that does not mean I'm recommending it. I'm showing you educational for educational purposes only. That is up to you if you want to risk your money in red money. We talk about different colors of money. I'll talk about green money, and I'll explain the difference. I'll also tell you what is fact and what is opinion at all times. So that way you can't call me and say, I bought that one ETF, Carlos, and I lost money, blah, blah, blah. We are not on the hook for it. This is for education information purposes only, guys. All right. So I want to make sure we say that disclosure. The other neat part is we got all this like talk about this new Fed board nominee, Stefan Moran. And, it's politically motivated, right? Trump has now nominated Stefan Moran to the Fed Reserve Board, also known for his tariff stance, is now considered potentially dovish, possibly accelerating the Fed's shift toward easing. And JP Morgan looks like this is a nomination that they would foresee him actually just doing rate cuts. But we got other heads on this beast. There's 11 other heads that want to say yes or no. So one person is not going to change everything. And it reminds me of a scripture where there is no guidance, people fall. But in an abundance of counselors, there is safety. Wise, balanced leadership and discernment are obviously critical. And that's Proverbs 11:14. That's what it teaches us, that there is power in counsel. There is power in abundance of safety and being wise. Wisdom is an amazing thing. We pray for strength and wisdom. We pray for knowledge. How many times you learn that in Sunday school, or you hear like Christians say, we're going to pray for knowledge. We're going to pray for wisdom. Guys, I don't want knowledge. Knowledge is useless. Knowledge is garbage. That's what school teaches, knowledge. I want wisdom. You want wisdom. Wisdom is applied knowledge. Knowledge is not guaranteed to be applied. Knowledge is something that you learn for your head, and maybe one day you'll use it. And applied knowledge is what I like this. Applied knowledge is wisdom. And that's what God wants us to have, straight wisdom. He puts us through the ringer. He teaches us life lessons so that we can have wisdom. So my prayer to you is that not only do you seek God's face, not only is your life written in the book of life, but that he gives you wisdom, applied knowledge, applied discernment, applied favor. Malachi 3 writes, literally growing in his will. You're going to get laughed at, you're going to get ridiculed, and that's okay. Jesus was perfect in everything that he's done and did, and they killed him on the cross. So you don't have to be perfect. He was persecuted for being perfect. He was laughed at. He was just amazing. It's just amazing what he did. He wasn't a negative talker. He wasn't a positive thinker. He was a truth teller, and they killed him. And even then, the Romans and the Jews, he could have hated them. He could have cussed them out. And he said, Father, forgive them for not know what they do. Still showed grace and mercy. It is the most masculine, amazing, beautiful thing that I can ever say. is that we marvel at his grace. We always talk about Jesus' grace, but we forget how strong he is, how masculine he was. To get whipped where his skin is flying off over 33 times, over 38 times, whipped, and to carry a oak rugged tree of a cross up Calvary Hill, and then get thorned to death and have 9-inch nails digging through his feet and his wrists. And he still wasn't dead yet. They couldn't take him down. It took them forever. A lot of torture. And he still was alive, breathing, dying on a cross, but alive. And the last words saying, "Forgive them, Father, for they not know what they do." It's the most beautiful story ever. And still to this day, malls are closed on Easter. For a guy that, quote unquote, never existed, for you atheist fans, for a guy that was a good prophet for the Muslims out there, or for the Buddhists that believed that he had great principles. He's the only God that's still alive. It's the only God that ever resurrected. And people all over the world have to acknowledge it. So say it's a fairy tale. Ask your government official to work on Easter. Tell him. Tell that atheist or that Jewish person or that Muslim or that Mormon or whoever they are. Tell them to work on Easter. See what they say. Because my Jesus was a truth teller, and his legacy will live forever, because every knee, every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, period. So I love that.
You have the Clarity bill, you have the Genius bill, you have the stablecoin bill. All these bills are there to change the financial landscape of what is about to come. What are you doing right now to protect your money, your retirement, from all these CBDC-like systems that is already track, tracing, and controlling you? Even more so with the AI revolution that we're in right now. We've been talking about this for so long now, and we are effectively helping clients protect their money, secure their retirement, get out of red money, support your values, support America, and not this CBDC system. They masked it as ESG, they masked it as DEI, they masked it as all these things, but at the end of the day, it's all about track, trace, and control. Been a financial advisor for 20 years now. We know what we're doing, and we want to help God-fearing patriots secure their retirement. God bless. Click the link below if you would like to have a conversation.
So yeah, Trump's Fed board nominee, Stefan Moran. Let's see what happens there. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Now, the other neat part is that as this AI takes over, and Mike wants me to do a segment, like a part series on AI. Maybe I look into it. I have a few people lined up already that I know I can talk to. The NASDAQ is primarily kicking off because of the AI. And I've told you guys this in every recession, regardless of what happens, technology is going to take us out of a recession, like it has over 25 times over the history of the United States. And it's the number one sector. So if we go into a recession, and I thought that we would have a negative number, right? This month, the projected number, but it was positive 3%, because that's all that's manipulated, right? So if that number was negative, actually the official number comes out the end of this month. The formal number, or the final number, is what they call it. And so if that was negative, we would have seen a full-blown recession. Regardless, the NASDAQ would have taken us out. Or if everything is fine and dandy, Janet Yellen style, the banks are safe and effective and economy's growing, blah, 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 and the NASDAQ still takes off. So it's going to be that Swiss Army knife going into the future. Silver is going to go up. The NASDAQ is going to go up. AI is taking over everything. We're going to talk about what jobs are at risk now and in the next 2 to 5 years. It's taken over, guys. Just like the internet in the 90s, AI is going to be triple that in the 2020s, in the 2030s. Because AI brings the robotics. The robotics brings transformation. The robotics brings completely hands-off lifestyle. Hands-off lifestyle. Why work when you have a robot that does it? So that's going to change the house cleaning industry. It's going to change the mechanic industry. It's going to change the food industry. It's going to change the hospital, healthcare industry. It's going to change everything. Right now, my neighbor is the CEO of a major hospital here in Tampa. She is and has been talking about robotics. Like the doctors, she said, oh, yep, we just bought another robot for $4 million. Literally are performing better heart surgeries, better surgeries than a 20-year veteran surgeon. They don't even have to pay them millions of dollars in salary. They just buy a robot. And that same surgeon is just kind of eyeing it over just so they can say, you know, a doctor's watching over it. So they're going to reduce his salary, increase the robots, reduce his salary, and they're just going to scale that way. And that is basically what's going to happen everywhere in every industry. Now, you go to McDonald's, Wendy's, you go to whatever, there's no front person taking the order. It is all kiosk. It is all, you put your diabetes order in, and your diabetes burger, supersized or not, is coming on a tray, and you consume it. And then when you get diagnosed with diabetes, you go give your blood to your robot doctor, and he'll give you a robot prescription made by a robotic pharmacist. And you can take your robotic car and drive to the pharmacist and have it picked up. Your manless car that is all basically ran by AI. And the whole thing is track, trace, control by crazy CBDCs that we've been trying to avoid. And that's the future that we're going to be in. Now, the only way to make money off of that is through the NASDAQ. And if you haven't given me a call about how to basically make money off of the NASDAQ with no fees and no risk, that's what we're offering inside of Green Money. Like, we're literally making 120%, depending on your state, of the NASDAQ, depending on the timing and all that. So if you have bank money, there's no reason. And if you're okay with having access to 10% a year, you can cancel anytime. You have a penalty. But we're literally making 120% of the NASDAQ. I don't need to tell you what the NASDAQ has done. I'll just show you. So here's a NASDAQ. Like, this is just a normal internet search. Look, a 5-year has produced over 111% over the past 5 years. All-time high, close to 1,000%. It's been averaging over 16.8% for the past 45 years. Guys, this is insane. 111% in 5 years. You're talking the likes of Bitcoin returns without the risk. Like, we are literally getting all of this without the risk. It is not even a security. Your bank cannot offer this. You can only get this through an independent fiduciary, such as myself, independent advisor. And with greenmoneysolutions.com, all you got to do is go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your name, phone number. We just are going to see if it's a right fit for you. The major thing you need to know is that you can't go over 10%. Typically, these contracts are 10 years, and they're backed by the strength of the insurance company. So if you got $1 million and you want to keep $500,000 liquid, we can put it in yellow money and have the ability to trade it and keep it liquid. And then you can put $500,000 away so that you're growing with the index. You're growing with the index. You are basically doubling your money probability-wise every 4 to 6 years. based off the NASDAQ. You have a higher chance now that AI is taking over. You have a higher chance now, a probability that you could grow your asset better than your stock portfolio because there's no fees and no risk. Older clients are taking advantage of this because they're tired of the 4% garbage and relinquishing their assets to the bank. They're putting money in this and they're walking away with 8 to 15%. They are literally taking their free withdrawals less than 10% a year, and they're happy as heck right now. And their money is growing while they're pulling money out. It is very powerful, guys. You will not find this with your woke broker on Merrill Lynch or Morgan Stanley or whoever you're doing business with. We only want to do business with America First companies, A-rated carriers, if we're talking about green money solutions. So give us a call. It's great for IRA rollovers, great for 401k money. If you're a current client, give me a call. We can talk about maybe replacing this with a higher octane product that has a huge upside. If you are a client that never signed on, give us a call. We can reposition your assets. It's nothing personal. We can simply just pick off where we left off and get to it. We've moved over $250 million in the past 2 years. We'll probably move another $250 million in the next 15 to 18 months. So just give us a call. We want to help you. And you're going to miss out on this AI takeover. And this is the safest way you can let your retirement grow. Here's the thing. You're going to be invested in this in your 401k on the red money side. So all these downs that you see, these downward marks, actually, let me switch my screen. Let me show you my trading screen because this shows a real picture. All right, so this is the S&P 500. Let's go right to the NASDAQ or to the QQQs. Let's keep it simple. This is a QQQs. We haven't lost any momentum here. Nothing. Zilch. This puppy is growing. There is so much momentum going up. There's nothing that's going to stop it right now. I had a little sell signal, just a little hair of a sell signal, and the momentum just blew right past it. Look at our moving average. Look at our yellow bars, the green traffic lights, bullish power, top right. All my indicators are signaling that this is powerful. We got a green bar all the way back in January, and I never even have a red bar to tell us to sell. Now, is it cooling off? Hopefully it does. Because what's beautiful about this is that when it cools off and it goes down, you're locked in. You are completely locked in. So let's just say you got in here and the index goes down like crazy, 30%. Guess what? You're locked in. You might get a 0% return here, but you will not lose like you would in your 401k. And this continues to go down. And what happens typically, historically, is it pops right back up. And since your annual lock started or basically locked in this price here with not losing anything, you make all of this upswings, all of it, all of this here. And then your annual kicks in again. You're locked in at this rate. If the market continues to rise, you rise with it. So you're locked in here. Market continues to rise through our index strategy. You get another lock in. If the market crashes again, you're still here. You're still leveled. You still kept your 15, 30%, 40%, whatever those gains were locked in from all the way from the bottom here. And so this is how we build and compound your interest into a sexy retirement. Now, I can't promise these returns. I can only go off historicals, and past historicals are not indicative of future results. We get that. But at least you know the concept. And that is my whole aim here is like, you do not have to be victim of the stock market anymore. Like, you don't have to do that anymore. And so here we are. Here's a NASDAQ. AI is taking off. We'll probably see a stock market crash. And when it does, our clients are going to be completely safe. and they're going to make a ton of money when it comes right back up. Because every time you see this meltdown, look what happened here. Just look at the historicals. Every time you see the meltdown here, look what happened this long 12-month run. Let's go back. In 2023, it melted here for a month, shot back up and doubled. It melted back in October of 2022, all the way down to its low in December of 2022. It shot back up, shot back up. I mean, how much data do you want, guys? We can go back to 2022. Look at this market meltdown. Nothing but a sea of red. And it shot back up. I mean, this is insane. The history. So I'm not hyping up anything. I'm just showing you that greenmoneysolutions.com, we can pretty much guarantee your principal and get you all the rate of return based on your annual lock-in dates, on your anniversary dates, whenever you get in. Whatever that index is up, you're guaranteed to get that interest. Right now, we are at 120%. They're lowering interest rates. I don't know when they're going to lower interest rates. They're lowering the interest rates probably in September, October, November, December, and in January. And when they lower interest rates, get ready. That market will pop. Also, what's going to pop is this. Woo! I can't wait for this puppy. You guys know what time it is. This is going to be one sexy play. Again, this is not investment advice. This is something I've been watching for a very long time. All right, so this is our baby TMF. We've been getting our aspirator handed to on this, and that's okay. We knew that going in. We knew that the manipulation would be for real. I was talking about this back when it was around 50, and I thought 50 was a great deal. But guess what? They kept on raising interest rates and not lowering interest rates. So those bond prices started going down tremendously. And this is three times a treasury. So you're going to have some volatility here. We are at 38.20. We've seen 36.91, but right now we're at 38.20, starting to see a little pop. When interest rates do go down, this will rise to the occasion. Again, I can't guarantee it. I'm not recommending it, but this is something that my fans and myself are invested in. And we are really, really excited to have these interest rates lowered because we want to make money when those interest rates come down because those bond prices will go up and we're going to make 3 times that amount. So TMF is your bad boy. Now, do not invest in TMF if you cannot afford to lose money. What I was talking about earlier this year and late part of last year is we are buying $100 strike prices and only utilizing money that you can afford to not money that you can afford to lose or money that you're okay not touching for the next 6 to 12 months, because that's how long this is going to take if it's going to hit. Now, there's a huge chance that you could lose everything. So invest wisely, invest with caution. Obviously, contact a licensed professional such as us. You can call us, Cortez Wealth Management, 813-448-3446. On our advisory side, we can also give you advice on the security side, and we want to help you. So this is a great option for those of you that want to make money. If you feel the interest rates are going to come down, huge opportunity. I'm also going to be talking about some other things, how to generate money outside of the stock market. I'm actually testing some things, hands-off things, business opportunities for many of our listeners. A lot of people have been calling me like, hey, I don't want to work anymore and I still have to work. And I got 50, I got 100 grand I want to throw at something, but I want to make an income now. And we can talk about insurance-based products and guarantees, but I also want to look outside for people that are interested in alternative investments. I have an opportunity that I want to talk about next podcast during the week, and it's going to be jaw-dropping, like for real. And this program offers a contract that guarantees that you will be profitable, or else they will refund you what your principal is. So it's pretty amazing story. We're gonna have them talk about it. I don't want to tell the company name or what it is. It's not a security. It is not an insurance product. It is not any of that. It's not nothing what you think. It's actually nothing in my industry. So I'm going to be talking about different ways to generate income, because we got a lot of people that listen to this that have a few bucks to throw at something, but they want to generate a monthly income. I can show you how to grow your asset, but it does take years. It takes time. It takes compounding interest. Some of you just want income now. And guess what? You can't have income when you have a whole gun safe full of precious metals. Even with real estate, like, you still got to find a tenant, you still got to find a commercial property, and it's hard to get income. The rents are getting picky. Like, the rent market is not as good as it was 6 months ago. People are starting to look at homes again because prices are going down and they're not wanting to rent. So we're starting to see a slow shift back into a seller's market. Pretty wild and interesting. So that's TMF, guys. Want to look at real quick. I want to look at KRE. Let's just check the banks. See, there's no funny business. I haven't looked at it yet, guys. All right. That's what I was talking about. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I haven't even looked at this. This is like raw right now. But I wanted to look at it. What does this look like to you guys? You guys seen my charts for a long time. I'm on a daily chart on TraderView using my my algorithms, right? That are not public. Can't buy these. You got to be in part of a mastermind. Anyways, this is KRE, guys. It's been tanking. Like, we have a real solid sell pressure here that is forming. Got yellow MACD lights, 2 out of 3 traffic lights. So it's pretty mixed right now. It's at 59.56. It was at a high at 64.60, guys. Already down 10%. This is the regional banks. Interest rates get lowered. They're calling all those bonds. They're calling all those mortgages. The banks are going to start writing this junk off, and they're not going to be as profitable. So if you have money in the bank and you see this, your regional bank is not doing well. You know why they're not doing well and they don't care? Is because you have millions of dollars in the banking sector that they literally have rights to. You no longer have legal rights to your money. They have bank bail-in procedures when you signed on a checking account. FDIC, they have legal rights to your money. You are just a beneficiary that is allowed to withdraw money if they have the financial liquidity to do so. This is why during COVID, you couldn't take out more than $2,000 or $3,000 in a day. This is why your local branch shut down, because they consolidated so they could afford more liquidity, because the FDIC only requires less than 1% of the money in reserves. So 0.74 is the norm right now. And if you guys remember, Diamond from JP Morgan Chase was having a hissy fit when the banks got lowered, or the Federal Reserve requirement for banks was over 1.3%. Like, he was having a hissy fit. You guys remember that 2 years ago when SVB went down? We're starting to see that same conversation will pop up probably in the next 6 months. If KRE decides to go down to the 53s again and test its previous lows, actually 50. I remember when this sucker was like 38, man. Like, it was bad. Was it 48 or 38? Let's see here. Yeah, man, this thing was really not. Yep, 39. I mean, we could see these lows again. I mean, the sky's the limit. The floor is, shoot. Let me pan out on this thing. Let's go to let me squish this here. Yeah, that was in 23. That thing was at 34. Holy cow. Jeez. I mean, I'm not here to scare anybody, But if I have sell signals on all my indicators and this thing turns like bearish power, look out. I'm going to be on a lookout for this, but this is going down. This is going down. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to say, hey, that stock, that ETF looks like it's going down. I mean, my MACD is showing negative pressure. My traffic lights are showing 2 out of 3 are turning red. The formation of it, the momentum index, you know, once it hits these blue lines, this kill zone, it's showing weakening. So it could come all the way down to this bar here, which would bring the stock price or the actual price even lower. So that's one thing to look at with the financials. So be very careful, guys, with the financials. Now, another thing I wanted to show you guys, and I'm jumping all over the place, but it all goes back to the 401k. I'm really concerned about your 401k and IRA. People don't understand how dangerous the banks are, how dangerous the 401ks are. But more importantly, the reason why I labeled this whole podcast, like you don't own your 401k or the mistake, why you could lose your 401k. Here's why. I want you to go to this website, Cortez Tax Bill. Little inclusive website I just built out for you guys today. I'll probably change the name of it. I don't like the name of the URL, but for now, it's Cortez Tax Bill. Type in your name, whatever you want, and your email, phone number, current age, the value of your 401k. So I'm going to do, let's see here. I'm going to do Carlos Cortez. And let's do a generic email, info@cortezwm.com. My phone number, 813-555-5555. Just make one up. Let's say I'm 42 years old. My IRA is worth, let's just say it's worth $500,000. My estimated tax liability, that's a problem. Maybe I'm at 28% tax bracket. Goes off your income. Let's just say I grew this account at 6%. No. Let's just say very conservatively 5.5%. Pretty easy to do. Heard about you on my podcast, online. View my tax analysis. Pretty simple. It's going to generate a little bit of analysis, and then it'll email you something. So just on a $500,000 401k or IRA, the government's tax plan is that you're going to pay over $2.1 million, $2.1 million of taxes from your 401k and IRA. Or we can do something today and only pay $140,000, and you get to keep all that growth, the $2 million in growth over your lifetime. You make the decision. All you got to do is put your information. We have financial tools to help us pay the taxes and utilize other investments to pay those taxes and get your money out of that system where they tell you, you got to take this money out or we got to Secure Act it. You know, if you die and you have a 401k IRA and you don't have a spouse, your children are now subject to the Secure Act 2.0. Basically, you got to take everything out, all the IRA, 401k monies, pay taxes on it within 10 years. Well, we have strategies to help you with that. If you are currently into that and you don't want to lose money, you don't want to pay taxes, give us a call. We want to help you. 813-448-3446. We have strategies there. The problem, guys, as you see, is not growing your assets. That's the easy part. The problem is the taxation. Basically being in the wrong parking spot. Remember my podcast last time about Dwayne? You guys remember Dwayne? Here's a picture of Dwayne. He obviously passed away with pilot. He was a pilot, and him and his wife were in his airplane, and he crashed. Terrible death. But one of the things that he taught me was that it's important to save in the right parking spot. And he would always tell me to tell clients, focus on their future taxation on their dollars. The growth is easy. And he was right. The growth is absolutely easy, but it's the future taxation on why they are going. Everybody's worried about CBDC and the Jews and this and that and all this crap, man. Like, this is guaranteed. This is not conspiracy theory. They are taking your money through taxation. This is why they built all these stupid COVID bills, and this is why they're sending money to Israel, Ukraine, and whoever, and not funding the single mom, not funding the cops, not funding our military, not funding your schooling, not funding your healthcare, not funding nothing, because they have a socialistic agenda that is pro-Israel, pro-Ukraine, and anti-America. Whether they're basically in bed with these knuckleheads. I don't know who has blackmail on who, on pedophilia or whatever it is. Call it what you want to call it and believe what you want to believe. I'm not here to discuss that. But there is something definitely going on, because now you are getting screwed as an American, because this is guaranteed. This is not fake analysis stuff. This is literally professionally done by a compliant software that is basically telling you the taxation on your money is real, especially if you have a 401k and IRA. On a $500,000 account on a 42-year-old, and you can go right now to CortezTaxBill.com, put in your information and see what the overall taxation is going to be on your money. And then give us a call or email me at info@CortezWM.com. And we'll reach out and we'll discuss this and we'll have a plan. It'll only take 10 minutes. I'll give you some options. You can say, you know what? I want to do that. I don't want to do it. Hey, it's okay. It doesn't matter where you're at in the country. As long as you're okay virtually, I want to help you. Like, I want to use my tools, my strengths to give you a healthy retirement, to build your wealth, expand the kingdom, maybe talk about Jesus, ask him if you know who he is, make sure your name's written in the book of life. I don't care if you do business with us or not. That's my whole aim, is to make sure that you know who God is, period. That's why I'm on this earth. I use money. I use help. I use all this taxation. I use charts so I can have a common ground with you. My aim is to be a for-profit ministry and utilize this platform to represent Jesus. That's all I want to do. And I may not be the perfect God-fearing Christian out there, and I don't want to be. But man, if I can utilize this platform to exalt his name, I'm going to do it every single time. That's why this is Scriptures in Wall Street. Speaking of Scriptures in Wall Street, you guys know I'm an avid hockey player. I love hockey. Did you see what happened to me over Reddit nationally? Like, these people are crazy. So I have a hockey team. We're going to start a fan page. We'll even throw up some merch that you can you can order and support our beer league hockey team. We're called the Conservatives. And it's expensive to run. I pay $4,000 a quarter to put us on the ice. A good 14 of us. It changes every 3 months. All we do is we just play ice hockey, and we want to have fun. And we wear our conservative jerseys proud. They're made. Hope you like them. I designed them myself. And we just want to say that we're conservatives. And so I over the past week, I posted this. Literally just posted it. I said, hey guys, the Conservatives are looking for a skater for Thursday nights in Oldsmar, Tampa. And we asked that no Democrats, please. And if this post triggers you, then we're not a good fit. The Conservatives. That's it. You would not believe the hate I got. It made national Reddit. Literally went ballistic on it. People were saying, you know what, we're going to start a Dems versus Trump-tard team. And We're going to get KKK jerseys, and we're going to cause brain damage. We're basically going to kill them on the ice, cause bodily harm. They just said, we're going to cause brain damage and destroy them. That's the party of acceptance, talking like that. Now, mind you, I'm proud Latino, right? I'm American. I'm more Southern than most white people. I'm literally from North Carolina, born and raised. And they would say stupid stuff like ICE is going to get them. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I'm not from some crazy country. Like, I'm born here. My father fought for your rights, you dumbass. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, and by the way, Puerto Rico is naturalized American citizens. Like, I mean, are you that much of a idiot? Anyways, I thought it was interesting. We're going to start a fan page. We're going to start a YouTube channel. We're going to start socials, and we're going to have jerseys up there. I don't know how much. I got to find a supplier, but a lot of people want a Conservatives hoodie. If you want one, you're going to go to this website. I'll have it. Mike's going to hook me up, and we're going to figure it out. But yeah, follow us with Conservatives Hockey. Give us your support. And I just love it. I love the liberal tiers. They're so victim mindset, and they say they're not the racists, and they're the ones basically bringing me down because I'm Hispanic. It's pretty amazing. You can't make this up, man. A beer league team. Yeah. So the Conservatives will always be the Conservatives. And I love it, man. I love it. We just keep on fighting, right? Keep on fighting. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you're trying to lose weight and better your health, go to getmeleanusa.com. This stuff is amazing. You guys know, you saw me, the fat version of me, a while ago. Of course, I'm dieting. I'm walking every day, also playing hockey. So take that in consideration. You just can't take Get Me Lean USA products and expect to lose weight, even though you probably could. It's going to require you to count your calories, put your protein in, move. I like to move 10,000 steps a day. Every time I get on the phone, I go outside for a 15-minute walk. And sometimes I do it 2 or 3 times a day. And I promise you, you will get in shape. You will lose weight. I've lost 80 pounds over the past 2.5 years. You can too. Get Me Lean USA has helped me a ton. So I am in love with them. I'm also in love with Fix the Blood USA. I have COVID right now, and I feel great. This has kept me from all the other drugs. I'm not even on ivermectin or hydrochloroquine. I don't take Resdemivir. I'm not jabbed. I will never be jabbed, myself or my family. We just use natural products. So Fix the Blood USA, the different variants are going around. I don't know what they are anymore, but I don't even care because we're taking care of our health. We're losing weight. We're getting stronger. We're being strong in the word. We're being strong physically. Our body's a temple. So be strong, man. Men, you need to be prepared. Like, do you have this in your kitchen cupboard? Do you have it in your medicine cabinet? Are you physically able to fight? Are you physically able to run? Are you a liability to your home physically? Are you an asset? Be an asset. God gave you strength. God gave you provision because he called you to be a priesthood. So with that being said, guys, don't forget to book your appointment with us. All you got to do is go to CortezWM.com, or you can download a free guide at AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com, or give us a call, 813-448-3446. You can also scan the QR code if you would like to get on our calendar immediately, and we can discuss how we can better your situation, whether it's taxes, whether it's green money, whether it's just creating a plan. A lot of people have fear, uncertainty, and doubt because you're fearful. You don't know where you're going to be in the future. You're uncertain because you can't trust anybody. And I don't blame you because all the woke agendas that are out there and the DEI garbage that these financial companies do. And you're doubtful because you have no one to trust, no one to see, and no one to think just like you do. And there's no plan there. So we want to completely transform that and give you that 2 Timothy 1:7 right. For I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind. You can't have sound mind if you're fudding. You can't have sound mind if you're in red money. So give us a call. Let's get you retirement with confidence. And I can't wait to speak with you. God bless. I'm out of here. and we'll talk soon.
You have the Clarity bill, you have the Genius bill, you have the stablecoin bill. All these bills are there to change the financial landscape of what is about to come. What are you doing right now to protect your money, your retirement from all these CBDC-like systems that is already track, tracing, and controlling you? Even more so with the AI revolution that we're in right now. We've been talking about this for so long now, and we are effectively helping clients protect their money, secure their retirement, get out of red money, support your values, support America, and not this CBDC system. They mask it as ESG, they mask it as DEI, they mask it as all these things, but at the end of the day, it's all about track, trace, and control. Been a financial advisor for 20 years now. We know what we're doing, and we want to help God-fearing patriots secure their retirement. God bless. Click the link below if you would like to have a conversation.